Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, which will be part 1 of the plane series, I'll be talking about what I've done so far in the plane build and what I need to continue for part 2 and maybe even part 3. So, you may have seen multiple of my shorts in which I started with a foam fuselage which eventually broke, so I moved on to a corrugated foam fuselage which also did not work out. So my last solution, which I always wanted to try, was a completely 3D printed fuselage. That fuselage was printed in 4 separate parts, like the one here, which helped me ensure that it could be easily fixed and replaced to any modifying designs. So this was part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And obviously you can find this entire design on my Thingiverse page along with my Thanks page. But as you can see, this currently has a major flaw in which the nose piece keeps breaking after every flight. So along with today's recap video, I will also be showing you how I replace the nose part after a break and hopefully flying it today and seeing if it successfully flies. And as you can see, I've made some decent progress with the rudder and aileron, rudder and elevator as well. So with my transmitter here, I can control the elevator here as well as the rudder, both of them controlled with this servo. I also have a 3S LiPo battery in here, which I will show you right here. And this one is rated for 2200 milliamp hours, can give me about 20-minute flight time, but I have never gotten the plane to fly so far, so haven't tested that either. And lastly, I was using this motor, which is a 20 to 100 kV motor with a 6C35 propeller, which was obviously attached to the nose, but it had too much thrust and ripped the nose part right out. So today we'll be, of course, putting this print together. This time I printed it in 2 different parts to fix the isotropy of the print. So the 2 parts would snap right like this with some hot glue and some super glue, and then we would put it on the front of the fuselage like this. So first, obviously I already hot glued the nuts in here so that we can just screw on the motor, but I think first things we do is we rip this part out. So we obviously I hot glued that part on, so we're gonna need to reheat it to remove it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat up my X-Acto knife on the stove, and then I'm just gonna slowly pry out the hot glue from the seam so that we can free out this nose part. Of course, I'm gonna hold the ESC and all the electronics back with my hand so that I don't cut any of it with a hot X-Acto knife. Okay, so looks like I've cut out the entire part, so I believe we should just be able to peel off. And we got the cheese pull. Let's turn everything off and then back to the table. Okay, so I've super glued the parts together, and now I'm working on hot gluing the seam properly. And once that is done, we should be able to wire everything up again and then try to fly. So I'm gonna plug the battery in. And then as you can hear it, the motor is beeping, which means I can turn on my controller. And quickly test the aileron, the rudder and the elevator, which are working. So I can now give it some throttle. And looks like we have wired it the right way because the air is moving backwards, which means the plane is getting thrust to move forwards. So now we can quickly let the glue dry, properly secure everything in, attach the wing, and then we should be able to go and fly. Okay guys, this is gonna be a test. I have added a POV cam. Hopefully that works as well. Oh, this is scary. Okay, 1 second. Something feels weird.